Hi everyone. So I haven't been in this group for a very long time, but I joined it because I wanted to see what people are teaching Thai students nowadays. I can't help but notice that there are a lot of videos out there on grammar and like rules in the English language, which is fine. I know Thai education system is very focused on all of that. But I do feel like it is not the best way to learn if you want to speak fluently, that is. And I'm gonna tell you why. So I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like when you know too much or you're too focused on the grammar of a language, it's harder to speak. And I speak from experience. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little story. So I am also like a language learner. I know Japanese and I also know Korean, even though not 100% fluent. I learned it because I consumed a lot of media from Japan and Korea. I'm Asian, so anyways, the difference between the two languages is that I had formal training in Japanese in university, whereas in Korean, I have no experience outside just listening to whatever I'm watching. So, yes, I even have a Japanese minor from university, and I even went to Japan for a little exchange experience. However, in practice, I feel more confident speaking in Korean than in Japanese. Now, why is that? So, I figured it out. It's because I know too much, or I'm too focused on the correct form of like the Japanese language structure and grammar. So when this happens, what happens in my head is that I have to think about what I have to say. So I have to like plan it out, and I have to like nitpick a lot about what I'm going to say. It's hard. And yes, you may argue that if you've studied enough, yes, you will eventually get there. But why wouldn't you want to get there sooner? I just want to let you guys know now, sorry I didn't mention this before, English is not my first language. Thai is actually my first language. English is my second language, but I am now more confident speaking in English than in Thai. So, how did I get so good at speaking English? Um, I'm gonna tell you. I spoke. I know, it's really easy. I spoke and I listened. I know it's really hard for someone if you don't have like a conversation partner on a daily, on a regular, especially you're living in a country where English is not the predominant language. I know. So, what I was thinking is that I am going to, make little clips here and there, having a normal conversation with you, and I want you to maybe listen and try to speak as well. You have to try. This is the key. If you don't, then you will never improve. Not only that, I'm going to be teaching you a bunch of slangs because for someone my generation, Gen Zs out there, the technology generation, right? We have a lot of slangs, a lot of new terms that are emerging into the language and is integrated into the conversation on a daily basis. It's there whether you like it or not. It's in our songs, it's in TikTok, it's in memes, it's in our jokes. If you don't know what these terms mean, how would you get the actual meaning of what the artist is trying to convey? Now, why do I think slangs are important? A lot of people may not think it's important because, they're slangs. Like, you don't use that in daily conversation. Yes, you do, especially if you're in my generation. So, please listen. English as a language, or any language in the world, as a matter of fact, they're ever changing. We don't speak like how we used to 100 years ago, right? Not English, not Thai, anything. It's ever changing. Language is an evolving thing, and you have to accept that. We don't speak the way that are taught in classrooms anymore. That's just the way it is. So, when you venture out into the Western culture, especially on mainstream media, and you encounter these terms, how are you supposed to know what they mean? Which is why I think slangs are important, especially in the media age. So, just a disclaimer, I'm not trying to say that grammar is not important. It is. But I'm just saying that for someone like me who can speak English and write essays, read novels, read scientific articles, and understand them perfectly, I've never learned grammar in my entire life. I don't even know what an adjective is. I barely know what a noun is. I guess what I'm trying to say is that grammar is not everything. Yes, it is important, and I am aware it is the building block, the foundation of any language. But just trust me on this, okay? And I promise you, once you are fluent, you can apply that to so many things. Like, you want to write essays? Yeah, just it's the same language, conversation, sentence structure that you've been speaking. You want to write emails? Sure. Just tweak it a little bit so it's a little more professional. You want to write stories? Go ahead. If you know how to speak, you will know how to write. Sorry for looking so gross. I just woke up from a nap. Anyway, so please follow me on my Instagram. I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye.